Yet another big win for Niger, as the United States is reportedly repositioning its troops in Niger and effectively reducing the number of soldiers to almost half in the coming weeks. There are currently about 1,100 U.S. soldiers stationed in Niger. Nearly 600 of them will be pulled out of the country in the coming weeks. The efforts come amid a massive anti-France wave and anger against the Western military presence in the country since the coup on July 26th. There have been no reports so far that the Niger junta has asked the U.S. military to leave their territory like they've asked French troops. However, the U.S., in a new strategy, as it would seem, has announced the repositioning of its troops from its base, Air Base 101, in the capital, Niamey, to a smaller base, Air Base 201, in the city of Agadez, which is about 800 kilometers away. Also, it will be withdrawing over 600 troops from Niger in the coming weeks. The U.S. drone surveillance base in the city of Agadez in the center of Niamey was constructed for over $100 million and is supposed to be used to fight the jihadists in the Sahel. If it was in the past, the U.S. would try to topple the junta in place to secure its interests. However, they have been quiet and are instead pulling out. Take note that the U.S. has been careful not to call the recent happenings in Niger a coup. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken held himself back from referring to it as a coup. Rather, he called it an attempted coup, unlike France, which has been bashing it because they've been cut out from uranium supplies. The Biden administration will be forced to stop military and other aid to the country if they label the recent events there as a coup. However, the Pentagon has suspended training operations with Niger's forces. Like this video if you find it informative. Also, subscribe to the new tourist channel and turn on notifications to stay up to date with everything happening in Africa and recent developments. That aside, Russian intel has warned that the U.S. is quietly planning to eliminate the Niger junta leaders using its time-tested method that was used on leaders like Thomas Sankara of Burkina Faso, Muammar Gaddafi of Libya, Kwame Nkrumah of Ghana, and Patrice Lumumba of Congo. We have created a video of this Russian intel. You can find the link in the description below. So, why is the U.S. pulling out of Niger? Why is the U.S. avoiding calling out the coup in Niger? Here's a statement from the Pentagon explaining why the U.S. is pulling its troops out of Niger. The decision to move from Niamey was taken out of an abundance of caution, particularly after protests erupted this week outside a French military base in the city. We are trying to reduce the footprint in Niamey, but still maintain our ability to conduct counterterrorism operations. This is the first significant movement of U.S. troops out of Niger since July. One would also think that the U.S. is being alert, as the jihadists may want to take advantage of the instability in the country to strike. So, they're repositioning to keep a closer eye on the jihadists. Also, the U.S. pulling all its resources into Agadez will make it easier for them to evacuate and leave the country completely if things get worse in Niger. The U.S. Embassy in Niamey is just a few meters away from the French embassy, and there have been massive protests in the country's capital, Niamey, as the junta and demonstrators are asking the 1,500 French troops stationed there to pack and leave. We've created a video detailing this, and we've added the link in the description below. The protests have been going on for almost a week now, but Paris has refused to leave. France has even said that they do not recognize the authority of the junta and will only collaborate with ousted President Mohamed Bazoum. The Niger junta has even gone as far as cutting water and electricity supplies to the French embassy in Niamey, but the French ambassador, who was given a 48 timeline to leave Niger, remains steadfast. Niger's post-coup prime minister has announced that France's presence is illegal. As a result, France has withdrawn some of its troops, but stated that they have left an autonomous force that can carry out autonomous maneuvers in Niger. The definition of autonomous here is not clear, as we detailed in our video, whose link is found in the description below. Make sure you watch it too. The end of Western powers exploitation is here. The younger generation will stand and face any form of looting and the installation of corrupt puppet leaders put in place to suck African countries dry. What we are seeing in Africa is a revolution that is just beginning. This is a call for Africans to stand up and fight against negative foreign influences on the continent. All greedy leaders in Africa must go. They must go now. It has happened in Mali, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Niger. It will happen in others soon. What do you think of the U.S. troops leaving Niger and their repositioning? Do you think that they will try to keep the junta in place? Let us know in the comments below.